Night of Champions. Now, I didn't say I was going to do Night of Champions. To be honest, I actually forgot about Night of Champions. I had actually forgot due to the fact that I've been in a lot of pain lately. I never hide that I'm always in some type of pain. So lately I've been in a lot of pain and I forgot. I gotta admit it. But before we get started in Night of Champions, there's two things I need to address. Joe Doyle. Someone already said that he's passed away at the age of 44. I liked him in Violence by Design. He wasn't that bad. And it sucks that he passed away from brain cancer. Now, I gotta say this, during my time when I was much younger, I met someone who was going through brain cancer treatment, getting radiation. And I know what it's like seeing a person, legitimately seeing a person, lose their self as the radiation hits them. It wasn't a relative of mine. It was someone I met when my mother, who was also going through cancer and going through treatment of cancer, she had radiation. I met the guy. He was really a nice guy. But by the time he finished his treatment, he wasn't himself anymore. That sucks. And it hurts to know that a good guy, Joe, has passed away. So my condolences to the family. Next, this is something I need to say because this is my point of view. I'm going to say this honestly because I do not believe everything that Dave Meltzer says. Tomorrow. As I said, tomorrow I will be doing Slammiversary first, which will come on at 3 to kick off, and 4 was the show itself. And I said they did it because of NXT, which is the truth. I don't care what Dave said, or Sean Ron Sapp. Let's make this very clear. Yes, we have seen WWE and TNA have shows on the same day. We have. But there's no way on this green earth they're not also including this when it comes to the Great American Bash. Yes, I know Forbidden Door is there, and they wanted to try and avoid it. But let's make it very clear. It'll actually do a little bit more for WWE to know that one of their shows, the Great American Bash, which is a very well-known show with recognition from WCW, because remember, the Great American Bash didn't start with WWE, it started with WCW. It still has some name recognition. People still remember the Great American Bash, even if it's being used in a very minor show. So as far as I'm concerned, is it due to Forbidden Door? Part of it, yes. But is it also because of the Great American Bash? Yes! And if you don't think they wouldn't want them to change it on a namesake of the Great American Bash, you're silly. I'm sorry, you are silly. Yes, I know it's NXT. Yes, it is the, not here, Raw. Not here, SmackDown. It's here. Yes, but it still has namesake and people will probably watch it due to the fact of the name that people recognize. Great American Bash. And also, not denying, Forbidden Door is there and they want to avoid it as well. Yes. But you cannot say they're not doing it for that too. Please. Now, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. You see the thumbnail to this, and that will be the goal of this and all the talk I'm going to do, but let's just go through this. First match. We had Ubafemi versus Jey Uso. Let's make it clear. Nobody wanted to see Jey get that shot against Cody Rhodes because we know he wasn't going after Roman Reigns. It would have been Cody. Now, of course, Cody didn't win at the end of the show. We already know this. So now Ubafemi is going to have a choice between Brock Lesnar and Sami Zayn. I do not know which one he's going after, but here's where it gets very interesting because the situation is this. We thought Brock Lesnar was going to get this shot against Ubafemi at SummerSlam. But now that Ubafemi has won, which many people want him to win, the question is going to be, will we be seeing a match with Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam? No, I don't believe so. This is just me. I got no proof. But if you're going to book something, Brock Lesnar would be the wisest thing for him to have his full retirement match at SummerSlam. But if he's not going to get it, there's only two ways we're going to get him on the show. One, instead of going after Ubafemi, he's going to be dealing with someone else now that Ubafemi and him supposedly are done. This is just one of the possibilities. Possibility one. Because he got his win back from Ubafemi, they're square even though they're 1-1. And now he's going to face somebody else. Like Gunther, maybe. He may face Gunther at SummerSlam because Gunther may want to retire Brock Lesnar because, yes, he beat Ubafemi when Ubafemi beat him. Maybe they want to allow him to have SummerSlam, but the price will be he's got to go up against a Gunther, and Gunther will retire him. As it comes with Ubafemi, who is he going to choose? My feeling, he's going after Roman Reigns. That's what I think they may do. Put a Ubafemi against Roman to see if he sinks or swim in their perception. Don't know. I'm not sure. Unless they really want to make Sami have to be the ultimate underdog and go after the ruler who is the current King of the Ring. It would be so ironic. I guess this is the reason why I'm getting pissed. This would be so ironic that you would give Ubafemi Sami Zayn after 10 years of grinding on your show, your company, where he's basically been given nothing most of the time. And when you did give him something, you never gave him a payoff. It would be ironic that Ubafemi goes after Sami and then Sami drops it a month later to Ubafemi. Because they could do that. I know Roman Reigns wants to work with Ubafemi, but they may think he's still too green to do it now. So they throw him at Sami and let him win that title. And then that would be it. They just gave Sami a bookmark as your champion after 22, what is it? He started in 2024 years in the business. They just threw him a bone. I'm going to elaborate even more later, but this is what you get. Second match. The women's women's queen of the ring. I'm about to say king. Sorry about that. Women's queen of the ring. I never understood. Why was Liv in the damn match? Why did they give him the... I said him to Liv Morgan that I would... Let me give it to you like this. I know I'm an old guy. I'm an old 50-something-year-old man. Okay? And I know I'm old. Okay? I'm old. But Liv, I would marry in a heartbeat if she let me. I don't care if she don't have big this. I don't care down there she don't have a big that. I don't give two damn flips. I will take you if you love me. And calling her man pissed me off. But I don't know why they gave her the Brock Lesnar treatment. Remember, this all started where you would put champions in championship matches because of Brock Lesnar going for the Royal Rumble. That is the reason why they do it. To add to the intrigue, could a champion who the title could be challenged by in this very tournament could be stopped. It's stupid. I never liked the concept. Back then, I was saying, well, this is different, but I never liked it. It was stupid then. But it's what we got. And this is what we got Liv Morgan going through this. And it's wrong. She shouldn't have had that spot, which should have been left for someone in the back. As far as I know, I don't know, as far as I know, if Jordynne Grace is hurt. I don't think she is. I checked the wiki to see if there's shown any type of injuries to Jordynne Grace. She's just sitting in the back. She's not doing anything. If I'm right. I could be totally wrong and she is injured. But as far as I know, she's not injured. And they could have left that spot open for Jordynne Grace. I would have liked to see Jordynne Grace in the tournament if she's not hurt. As far as I know, she's not. So, I hated that they gave this to Liv Morgan. But in the end, Io won. It was a good match, even though it did feel very rehearsed. This is one of the things I hate. Because of how the styles are these days, for men and women alike, where you got to do a spot after spot after spot, and it doesn't feel organic anymore. Only the older seasoned veterans, male and female alike, understand not to make it look so damn rehearsed. That's just the problem. It just feels rehearsed. And it felt rehearsed here. Like with the match with Jade Cargill and Tiffany. I'll talk about that in a minute. But you get my point. It feels rehearsed. It just feels not organic. It doesn't feel like it's real. It feels like it's a show. not wrestling, which is supposed to be as best as possible. You don't want to really hurt each other seriously. Wrestling. It just doesn't. Their new styles just doesn't give it that ability to be organic unless you, one, understand it, and you're an older style wrestler who understands how to make it look good and knows the psychology. Younger wrestlers don't. They just don't. They just want to get one spot after another, after another, after another, after another. And this match was not bad, but it just didn't feel great. In the end, she said to Liv, I'm coming after you at SummerSlam. So now we know that Io is going after Liv. We don't have to wait. But the question is going to be, what's going to happen when she appears on Raw? What are they going to do to Io? Because there's no way Judgment Day isn't going to try something. And yes, I didn't mention it. Liv was cursed by Danhausen. I'm sorry, I don't hate Danhausen. I don't. But it is obvious. You have R-Truth, he's a comedian. You got him as a comedian. You got Chelsea Green sometimes doing comedic stuff as well. And it just feels like Danhausen, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because they overuse him, because they're using him more than R-Truth right now. And he feels like he's overused. But it's just me, you guys, some below. Next, the cage match. The final blow-off match for Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. Now, Braun did get cut in the head. No, cut into the eye. I think I got a shot of it. It's in my face. Hopefully he's alright. He didn't get blind or anything. He seemed to be alright. Was this a good match? It wasn't bad when Seth brought in chairs and 2 tables. Braun brought in 2 tables. But then, here's the thing. As it stands right now, the feud isn't really over without Bronson Reed. Since Bronson Reed is out, Logan Paul is out, it doesn't really feel complete. Yes, Braun Breaker's the only one there, and they had to use him. It would have been better if they settled it with all of them together. All of them going through all of them, then settling it. But Bronson Reed isn't back yet. So this is what we got until he comes back, and maybe they'll rekindle it, which I don't think they should. But they might. But it's just me. It's now over. The question is, what is a Seth Rollins going to do now? Don't really know yet. Let's find out together. The next match, the U.S. title match. Ricky Saints versus Trick Willie. With Little Yachty, Little... Sorry, my leg is messed up a little bit. It's been bothering me, so I had to stop the camera while I was pissed off. And let's make it very clear. I hate Little Yachty. I despise Little Yachty. Trick William doesn't need Little Yachty. He doesn't. Now, did Ricky Saints use Little Yachty to try and get an advantage? Yes, he took that rhinestone-studded candlestick of his, whacked it on the steps, and made the ref think that he got hit by it, and then guess what? He gets ejected. But in the end, did I believe Ricky Saints was going to win? No. I really believe that right now, Trick Willie's on a good run. I just do not see him dropping that title right now. And in the end, I was right. The match wasn't bad. It was okay. And Trick William did retain clean. But seeing that Little Yachty came back, hit Ricky Saints in the stomach with the damn candlestick, and then you see Trick Willie trying to get Little Yachty to do... I'm telling you, I don't like Little Yachty. He doesn't need to be there. It sucks that he's there. And doing the people's elbow the way he did, he is not The Rock. That very scene, if you guys remember that scene with The Rock, where he's wearing just regular clothes, he's wearing shoes, and he's wearing pants, and he slides his ass into it, and then does the elbow, is iconic. Little Yachty is not even close to him. And I hate the fact that they got to keep Little Yachty around when Trick doesn't need a mouthpiece. He doesn't need a ref. No, not a ref, but hey, you see it's pissing me off. He doesn't need a manager. If he was going to have a damn manager, it would be a woman. He doesn't need Little Yachty. Little Yachty does nothing for him. He doesn't make him better. If there was going to be any damn manager, at this point, if you wanted, you could have him and his fiancee Lash Legend together. I wouldn't mind seeing them together. But Little Yachty just feels like an afterthought. He feels like a waste. But it's just me. Next, moving on. The women's U.S. title match. You got Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton, which, just like the women's Queen of the Ring tournament match, this one felt very rehearsed. I'm sorry. Was there a nice black hole slam from a Jade Cargill? Yes, because Tiffany's smaller than her. Jade does have some strength, so she can do it. And I wanna do a caveat for both these women. Just like it was for the Queen of the Ring, here the same thing. You got 4 women who are having to wear latex or some type of very tight clothing that pretty much makes them sweat their asses off. And it's going to make them tank much easier than they normally would. Making it very clear. Were all 4 of these women slow? Yes, they were. Much slower than they usually would be. And that's probably most of it, not because they can't wrestle, is due to the fact they're wearing these types of clothes in latex. So they're going to sweat way more than they normally would. They're going to sweat. So they're also going to get so hot. There's no way that they're not going to be an issue. So, like in this apartment, even though it's like in the 80s outside, it can feel hotter in the 80s because I live in a building that has bricks in it. Whew. But I'm not complaining about them looking tanked. Because there's no way these women who haven't to be forced to wear latex or some type of fabric that can retain a lot of heat, they're not going to tank. This is what goes on in Riyadh. Still saying that they're more liberal where the women can't show skin though. They still can't show skin. Anyway, moving on. The final match. The undisputed WWE Heavyweight Championship. Gunther versus Cody versus Sami Zayn. Let's make this clear. They wanted to make Sami feel important. They wanted to do everything they could to make Sami feel important. Since he's Syrian, he can identify with the people there. Which he came out, and you see what he's wearing, as a trope. Not saying that he isn't Syrian. He is Syrian. He's Arabic. His heritage is Arabic. He's Syrian. But you can see that he's playing into the crowd by wearing the same thing as them, like he's done every time he's come there. He's always going to wear it to make them happy. Do I believe he needs to wear it every single time? No. Because if he really cared that much, he would be wearing it like he would if it was the Iron Sheik. If you guys remember looking at old videos, old recordings of the Iron Sheik always wore something like a turban on his, or a piece on his head, similar to what I'm wearing, but it would have a wrap and it would be tangling. If he really wanted to be like that, he could be wearing it all the damn time, and he's not. He won't. He wears like stuff that would be worn in Canada. He doesn't do it. So, for him, it's just playing to the fans. This wasn't a bad match. But let's make this very clear. After both tables were destroyed, after he went through a table, Cody went through a table, Gunther basically tried to destroy them, tried to choke them out. I'm going to say this. Was it a good story? Was it done well? It wasn't bad. Now, mind you, audio wasn't great. I'm going to say that due to the fact that the mic for Michael Cole went out, and Corey Graves had to eventually give him his mic before he had to get a new mic that used to be probably Michael Cole, which kind of messed up a little bit. That kind of messed up the way the story was going because the commentators were required in this situation. Also, Michael Cole, if you didn't hear, he was going horse, boy. He was going horse. But let's make this very, very clear. Was it good to see Sami finally win a championship? Yes. Sami winning that damn championship? Wonderful. He finally got the big one. They finally pulled the trigger on Sami. I think that might be the title. They finally pulled the trigger on Sami Zayn. I don't know if I'm going to use Zayn at the end, but I'll probably use Sami. They finally did it. But like I talked about in the very first match with Ubafemi, is he going to be a long-term champion or transitional champion? Here's where it gets interesting. Sami, for the last couple of years, they've been doing this. He always came close to getting a championship, but never could do it. 10 times he's had to try and get a world championship. He failed. He finally wins it. But will they let him keep it longer than SummerSlam? That is the big question. If Ubafemi goes after Roman Reigns, then it's fine. I'm not too surprised. I'm not surprised. But if they make him go after Sami, if Ubafemi goes after Sami Zayn, that is going to make you feel like, okay, there's one of two ways it's going to go. You're going to have Brock Lesnar interfere with that match. And then Sami will be allowed to retain because there's no way he's going to win against Ubafemi. It's just, no, he should not. But then if he wins against Sami Zayn, that means Sami was just given this for the crowd at Riyadh. I'm mispronouncing. I'm sorry. I'm bad with names. They literally let him win just for the fans. And then they make him drop it a month later. How do you think it's going to make Sami Zayn fans feel? A lot of people are Sami Zayn fans, and they're probably happy to finally see that he's worked 24 years in the business. He's been in WWE for 10 years of the business. And finally they believe in him enough to let him have a world championship. Not an IC title, or I don't think he got a Intercontinental Championship, did he? I think he got maybe one. I know he got the US Championship more than a few times. I think he also got the IC Championship. Maybe once. I think. I don't remember. You can tell me. But he's had what he could. He's got the Tag Championships. He's had at least one or both of the IC or US titles. And now they believed in him enough to give him the World Championship. But if they only make it a 1 month or so reign, I think people are going to get damn pissed off that Sami Zayn was not given any trust by the company. They let him hold it long enough that would make the people in Saudi Arabia happy, but it's going to piss off the damn fans if they don't. Make it very clear. Is this a special moment? It is. A guy who's been trying for 10 years and tried 10 times in those 10 years to try and get a championship finally got one. But if they make that reign barely even a month, because a month or so, maybe month and a half by the time, 5 weeks, a month and a week before SummerSlam, I just remembered. If he drops it to Ubafemi, if Ubafemi goes for him, that is going to piss off a lot of fans. Me personally, I've always liked Sami, but did I believe that Sami was winning this because he earned it? Yes, partially. He has been around long enough. He's gone through the McMahon saga. He's now gone through this saga of WWE being part of Silver Lake and TKO. And I do believe he has earned it. The fans have been wanting it. Many of the wrestlers in the back have always said Sami's been a good person and good wrestler and has moved merch. But this isn't about if he's a good guy or a good wrestler. This is about who is booking Triple H. Has been willing to say, okay, it's Sami's time up. I know he can handle it. Or is Triple H saying, we're in Syria. Let's let him have it and then make him drop it Ubafemi in about a month or so. End. And piss off the fans, but they'll accept it because they love Ubafemi so much. Because that's what's going to happen, guys. Let's make it very clear. If Ubafemi chooses Sami, which he probably will go to Roman, but if he chooses Sami, believe me when I tell you right now, if he picks Sami, unless Brock Lesnar interferes in that match, Ubafemi will win that match. If it would make no sense for Ubafemi to job to Sami Zayn. It would not. He would get a rub, but it would make no sense unless they really want to make sure that he is over. And Ubafemi is so over right now. If they make him lose to Sami, it won't kill his credibility, But I just don't think he's ready for it now. Let's make this clear. I don't believe he's ready for the main title picture. I'm telling the truth. He's over enough to be ready, but doesn't mean I think he is ready. I say by the end of the year, he will probably get enough experience to be ready. But right now, I just don't think it's the right time. But they're going there. He's either going to go to Roman or Sami. My feeling is this. They're probably going to pick Roman because he wants to work with because Roman wants to work with him. He sees something in him. But I truly believe that is a good, strong possibility that they made Sami win this title because they truly want to give that title to Ubafemi. And they didn't want to have Cody job, so they give it to Sami, even though he's waited 10 years and 10 attempts. They give it to him. He has it for a month and a week or so, and then they drop it to him. And then Sami will have the credibility of being a champion, which will piss off the fans utterly if they go there. But also, if Ubafemi goes up against him and loses, I don't think it'll hurt him much. But I just don't think he should even be put in that position anyway. He should be getting a lower tier title. He should be getting an IC title. He should be getting the US title. I would have rather seen the ruler get the IC US title before this. But this is just me. And I hope you enjoy this Night of Champions. Give me a comment below. Peace.